Дурут, салам, как вы поживаете? Мне очень хорошо, ну, хорошо. All right. So, everybody wants to know Islam. No, that ain't gonna work. That's better. All right. Islam versus Charles Oliveira. Okay? All right. The mistake Poirier made, I saw it in the McGregor fight. He went straight into guard to land blows when he didn't have to. He let McGregor have hooks on his hips, and he was still raining bombs. And then I said, if you're gonna do that shit versus Oliveira, bro, he's gonna transition you, and whether he gets you a Jujigatami or Ude Hishingi or some sort of Jime Shimiwaza choke, I didn't know if he was what he was gonna get, but I knew he was gonna out transition him if he allowed Oliveira to keep a guard position. Okay. All right. This is where old school no-gi self-defense judo is king. Judo is king. It's always been king. Sambo comes out of the judo manual. Brazilian jiu-jitsu comes out of the judo manual. Sumo comes out of sumo comes out of the old jiu-jitsu manual. Doesn't matter. You're not seeing a lot of sumo in mixed martial arts, modern mixed martial arts. Oliveira's got high hips, okay? Which means that all Makhachev's got to do is fit. He doesn't have to lift. Everything all the hoisting can happen from Otoshi, okay? Makhachev doesn't play guard. He's going to skip your guard. And if he's going to attack, he's going to attack from a sankaku, like a sankaku jime, or sankaku with the legs. He's gonna shoot in, land yoko, from side control, he's gonna mount, high mount, and then from high mount, he's gonna do whatever he does. The thing that, all right, so we're gonna see with Beneil Dariush if his transitions are as fantastic as I believe they are. And I believe they are. I think he's going to just take Dariush's back. He's not going to play with Dariush. Dariush is an immaculate grappler, okay? But he's not used to anybody coming at you as quick and as smooth and as powerful as Islam Makhachev, okay? After that, the reason why Dariush is a harder fight for Makhachev is as a big, thicker guy, and he goes in more powerful. Okay? The problem with Beneil Dariush's game is that he needs to tag you up. He needs to touch you up, and then he goes in and works directly to submissions. So he's not taking a lot of guys down. He's not going in there. He's not doing a lot of sweeps and trips, even though his sweep game is great. His trip game is great. His takedown game is great. Beneil Dariush has got a complete package. He doesn't do it in the MMA. So that tells me he's not training that a lot in MMA. And one camp isn't going to get you to the level to take down Islam Makhachev. Okay, so fast forward to the Oliveira fight. Oliveira moves great. Oliveira could transition great. Oliveira's he could be a champion in any discipline. You could put him in a year at judo, and he could be a judo champion. You could take Oliveira, you could put him in sambo for a year, and he could be a sambo champion. Okay, he's not gonna beat the super elite guys in judo. Obviously, he's not gonna beat the super elite guys playing sambo rules in sambo, playing judo rules in judo. Okay, but what I'm saying is his movement, the principles of Kazushi, Tsukuri, and Kake, they're all there. If you could do it 100% on the ground, you could stand up and learn it pretty easy. If you could do it 100% up top, then on the ground, taking a second degree black belt or first degree black belt in judo and teaching them niwaza, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy because all the principles of throwing, they just do that in their sweep game on the ground. Okay, it just takes them a while to get used to how being on the ground feels, and you got to teach them how to rest in niwaza. That's the hardest thing for a judo black belt who is gonna do submission grappling. The hardest thing to get them to do is learning how to be efficient, how to do the BJJ stuff, how to be flow on the ground, because you got to be flow on the ground or you're gonna be too exhausted to do anything. Okay, so I think that Makhachev is gonna take Islam's gonna take Beneil Dariush's back, but whenever he goes against Oliveira, it's gonna be difficult to win in the transition game against Oliveira unless you win the takedown game. And where judo and sambo, where judo, old school judo is king, where sambo is picked up and taken it to another level, is the takedown transition game. Takedown to transition. Takedown to transition. If you go me morotegari, yoko morotegari, the morotegari into your top pin, into your smash is you stand them up, you get uki to stand up. You want your posture erect, so you use a little patraza, not box. You use a little boxing to get them up. Once they're up, you change your level and you go in. This is Smish. Just to recap for the people that haven't seen my series on Smish. You skip guard by landing Yoko. Yoko Keisa Gatami, Yoko Shiho Gatami, Kami Shiho Gatami, Kata Gatami, whatever. They love Kata Gatami and Smish. Love it because it traps the arm that can do the framing and the posting and the. So then they love to grab that other wrist. That's why it's called the Russian, handcuff, Russian wrist tie, Russian whatever. And it comes from the wrestlers. If you don't know the history, Soviet wrestlers were taught the 4th and 5th degree of judo, and then they developed sambo. So they didn't. They taught them the sweeps and the strips and everything. So it wasn't like they didn't teach him the whole Gokyo, but they taught him the Gokyo. They focused on the rolls and the falls and the Sankaku and everything. I think the 5th degree of judo, if I'm not mistaken, is like the entire 5th degree is all Sankaku and Makakomi. Rolls and falls into Sankaku, rolls and falls into Makakomi. I think so. Whatever. So getting back to Oliveira and Islam is going to put Oliveira in a pin. How many times have you seen Charles Oliveira fight out of a pin? How many times have you seen him fight out So first off, how many times do you see people take him down early? All the other lightweights will play the hand trading game because once you get into the upper echelon, the elite level, everybody thinks that if I can get my shot, then I can win. And it's the Conor McGregor effect. They saw McGregor be double champ with the punching and the good enough ground game that people forgot that Uchi is king. So Uchi is king is a saying in the judo circles because if you take someone down Uchimata, you land in Keisa Gatami. So you land in a true pin. Well, what Islam does, the Abdul Manap school of Sambo, is you stand them up, you get them, you land, you skip guard, and then you climb into high mount. Okay, that's the principle of it. That's what they're trying to achieve. Whether they knock you out because they got high mount and smish. Again, Habib's game is a little bit different than Islam's game. Islam's game is different than Hamzat's game. Even though Hamzat does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he still does a smish style. That's why I throw him in, because it's a Caucasian wrestling game that learns submissions is smish. Okay, so the Caucasian wrestling game is different. It is different. Going up against an Olympic level wrestling shot is different than the single double leg you learn in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's different than the single leg, double leg that you see in the rest of Sambo. Caucasian Sambo is a different animal than regular Sambo. Regular Sambo is Taekwondo, judo throws, and then wrestling and judo on the ground. Okay? Because they do morotegari. They'll use the more wrestling shot to get the morotegari, but it's morotegari. The reason why it's morotegari is because you use kuinage, you use all kinds of different things to make sure that your shot works that you don't do in wrestling. Okay, now Oliveira is going to want to get Islam in his guard, or he's going to want to knock him out because he has reach. Did Dan Hooker knock out Islam Makhachev? Google it right now. Pause the video and tell me what happened to Dan Hooker when he wanted to sit and throw with Makhachev. You can't throw Makhachev. The only thing that beats Smish is Smish. So you're going to have to match levels and go. Charles Oliveira can do this, okay? But he can't do it with a single and double. He needs Islam to come into him. He's got to land that underhook and then do the sweep game. And he's got the sweep game to do it. The reason why I don't think Charles Oliveira is going to beat Islam Makhachev is because I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to want to trade hands with them and try to keep Islam stood up. That's dumb. That's dumb. I think he's going to be afraid of Islam on the ground, that he's going to want to stand him up and then try to get his transition, just like he did with Poirier, get his transition on the feet, and he's not going to do it to Islam. If he went to try to take Islam's back the way he did with Poirier, he would fly over, his ass and his feet would fly over and then land. And then from a nasty Kamishiho, or a nasty Yokoshiho, or a nasty Kazure Keisakatami, or even nastier Kata Gatami. They use Kata Gatami the most. They love it because it traps the arm and it's a choke, and that allows that choke to let them go into a mount, because the guy's trying to escape the choke. He turns, either gives them an arm, they take the arm bar, or they use the slight turning to take the mount. This is more Habib than anything else, but Habib would love to get there and then do a closed mount. Okay, so I said months ago that Oliveira is going to get thrown around when he fights Islam. Why? Because that you can't throw hands in Smish. Okay? You have to take him down, and you want to take him down in the center of the octagon where you can use your sweeps and trips. Okay? If you don't, they're going to start grabbing wrists, they're going to start blocking hips, they're going to go into Kata Garumo or maybe a Kazure or something, whatever. They're going to do some Yoko Gatami to get to their high mount. Once they're in high mount, you're playing Sambo, and all they're going to do is teach you Sambo from that point. You're not escaping high mount from a Caucasian Sambo player. You're not escaping high mount from someone who went to the Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov School of Sambo. Okay? So, Sambo is different than Caucasian Sambo, and it's for that reason I don't think Beneil Dariush has seen anybody like Islam Makhachev. I cannot tell you how his judo is just better than everybody. I know that I got critical. I said, "Oh, judo's a bitch game because you can't do uranat, or you just got to do tachiwaza and do this grip fighting nonsense." I don't believe that's the spirit. Kano Sensei, what he wanted to do was teach you how to defend yourself. That's why Smish follows the principles of old school judo more than anything else. That's why Smish is old school no-gi judo. Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov was a judo champion. He taught judo. He used wrestling because he liked the transition from, okay? Oliveira is going to go to the center of the ring and try to trade hands with Makhachev at first, because he's not great at hard takedowns. So he's got to soften you up a little bit. Okay? Which is okay. unless you're fighting Islam Makhachev. If I was fighting Islam Makhachev, I would run in there immediately. I would bury my shoulder in the waist, and then just try to see if my size advantage works. If I am Charles Oliveira, I do the same thing. I get close, and then I try to wrap him. However you can get the wrap. Then I try to go down. Oliveira, I try to go down and make him pass guard, because Islam Makhachev has never passed a guard like Oliveira's. That's why he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to try to pass Oliveira's guard. Right? Well, Makhachev, if and I think Oliveira, he is who he is. He wants to go in there and throw hands because he's good at throwing hands. He knocks people out. Once they're soft, he goes in there and he does a gable grip or a sankaku seatbelt grip, and he takes people down, and because of that, he's able to take them down, you know, in a really, really, really good sweep and trip game. And no one is better at submissions than Charles Oliveira. Okay? Well, how does Islam stop that? He throws him where he wants him and then makes him... I don't care if you're the great... Oliveira is a red belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, in my opinion. If I had the power to give out red belts, I would give him a red belt right now, just based on what I've seen. Because his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is just better than everybody else's. Everyone else's. Gordon Ryan, Ryan Hall, Brian Ortega, Rickson Gracie. Because Rickson Gracie is an old man right now. It's just better. Marcelo Garcia. It's just better. So I would give him a red belt. I would give Marcelo a red belt. I would give... Who else would I give? Ortega, no. Rickson, yes. Yes for Rickson. But from an analytical perspective of what I've seen in the fights, too many hooks. You give Islam an arm, he's gonna do a no-gi. You're gonna see the first no-gi Uchimata or no-gi Seiwa Nage or Seiwa Toshi that you've seen in the UFC. I expect a throw. I think Oliveira, you know, it might even be Uranage, but I expect a throw. I think Oliveira is gonna get low, you know, and try not to let Islam shoot, and then Islam is gonna show you that he is a fucking black belt in judo. He is a master of sport in Sambo, and he's got Olympic level transitions for wrestling, obviously. But so yeah, Oliveira, the only chance he's got is to get him in guard. But do I think that Islam could pass his guard? Yeah. Yes, I do. Because the gis are off. The gis are off. You can't do all those advanced X guard, crazy grip, flow, you know, which are awesome. It's the only reason why I go to Brazilian classes is to see, you know, some fantastic flow. I love flow. I just don't think that if you only play from guard, and if you drop guard on Islam Makhachev, he's not going to be Dustin Poirier. If you get tagged up and drop, like he always does, you're not going to up kick Islam Makhachev. You're not. And you're not going to be able to shoulder walk or shimmy out. He's going to run around your feet, and he's going to put you in a brutal Kazure Keisakatami, or brutal. You might the ligaments in your shoulder might not be right for a month in a Katagatami. Okay? So, Islam Makhachev. All right. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. I just went and just played some judo. It was awesome. Let's listen to my girl here, Island Halogram. Shout out to Island Halogram. Shout out to Drum Spider. I'm gonna give a shout out to Igor Titov for giving me this inspiration to make this video. All right. I also want to shout out Mixed Molly Whoppery. The guy's dope. I love his stuff. Oh, and I got one that Khabib got wrong. What's up? Shout out to me. Once Khabib was saying, oh man, I think Poirier is gonna be 60-40 over Oliveira, I had to go back and take a look. And then Oliveira's wearing sunglasses and shit, and Poirier is looking as confident as you can be. I was like, man. I went back and watched the tape, and I was like, I see what I see. Sorry, Khabib, I see what I see. I gotta stick with my call. I was thinking about making another video before the fight, and I was like, I see what I see. If Khabib is right, dude, then I bow to Khabib, bro. What's up? But I got it right, so that's dope. I thought it was gonna be late second round and not early third round, but that's what it is. Me and Igor talked about that, didn't we, Igor? Where's my Persians? Man Parsam. Kuja. Huh? Kujai. I want to see my Persians blow. Hey, even if you could be speak some Farsi, it could be Tajikistansky, Uzbekistansky, Kyrgyz. You could be Medi. You could be all y'all. You could be hell. You could be Dagestansky. You could be Chechinsky. You could be all of even and Turks. So the empires, the Sassanids and the Parthians, the Kurdish, Persians, Turks, all the stands, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. Where's the love from y'all? What's up? All right, that's it. I gotta go. There's 22 minutes. Bottom line, can Oliveira beat Islam? Yeah. Do I think that he's going to change his game enough between now and Islam Makhachev to be able to do it? No. Islam all the way. He's not. Islam Makhachev is a combat sambo champion. He rolls with Khabib Nurmagomedov 29-0 every day. If you're going to beat him, you got to do something that I haven't seen yet. Can he do it? Yes. Go in there, get your grip, do a Sumigaishi, roll on top, smash. Oliveira is capable of doing it. He might be the only one capable of doing it. Beneil Dariush, probably, but I haven't seen it in the UFC. Beneil Dariush plays one game, and if it works, then he wins. If it doesn't, then he loses. Islam got knocked out one time, man, because he did bad sambo. He ain't doing that again. Islam Makhachev. Khuda! Khuda! Khuda Hafiz. Khuda Hafiz. Let the protector be with you.